Okay, so your Delonghi Specialista is up for descaling. Normally you'd have a descale light here showing, it'd be on solid. We're gonna descale the machine. This machine is up to its maintenance, so we're just gonna imply that the red light is on for descaling, and we're gonna go ahead and descale it. So before you start descaling, you wanna make sure that you have the Delonghi EcoDelk. This bottle will give you 5 uses, about 3 ounces per use. Make sure that you do not use vinegar. Vinegar does not go in this machine. It's not an appropriate descaler. This stuff is eco-friendly. You can pour this down the drain after you're done with it. Just give it a rinse through. We have to prep the machine a little bit before we start. A couple things we're gonna do because we don't want a couple items to touch the descale. We're gonna make sure our portafilter is off to the side. We're gonna take off the steam wand, and we're gonna take off the insert of that. Put that off to the side. To prep the machine, all we need to do is turn the knob, the selector knob, to the descale. And as you see, it shows up. We're in descale mode, but we need to add water and the Delonghi EcoDelk descaler. So what I'll do is I'll just bring the tank out. As you see, you have a water line and a descale line. I would suggest always to follow these lines, because if you fill your tank up to here with liquid, then it's going to take twice as long to descale your machine. So we have the EcoDelk, and this bottle is good for 5 descales. It's really about 3 ounces per descale that you need. And what we can do, we can measure that out, or we can do it by eye. A little bit more. And there we go. We got our 3 ounces in there. And as you see, it's filled up to the descale mark on the tank. And now we're just gonna add water up until the B level. It's fresh water. Mixes in with our descaler. And there we go. That's all we need in the tank to start our process. And we're just gonna lift the tank and put it back in place. Okay, now that we've got our descaler in the tank, we've got our few items that we want to separate from the machine so they don't get stained. We can get almost ready to descale. I'm just going to put a receptacle over the steam wand. I'm going to push the small espresso cup tray up, and I'm also going to put a receptacle under the water and the coffee dispense area. What I'm going to do now is just press OK. We are in descale mode. It's showing us that we're there. And I'm just going to press OK, and the machine's going to do all the rest. As you see, it's going to cycle through the coffee area, through the hot water, and through the steam part in different intervals to get that descaler working through the whole machine. Just to know what to expect, the machine's going to stop and start on its own. It will tell you when to go to the next step. Just keep an eye on it. It's doing its job, it's descaling. When it goes to the next step, it'll show that that water tank is empty. So it's gone through its first cycle. As you can tell, it wants to go in rinse mode. The water is out. We are in descale mode. So at this point, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to empty our receptacles into the sink. I'm going to put them back up there. I'm going to take the water tank out. And as you see, there is a little bit of liquid in there. So because it has a little bit of descale in there still, what we want to do is we want to empty that out and give the tank a rinse. With the rinsing done, we need to fill up our tank with fresh water, and again, just up to the B line, the water line there. This fresh water is actually going to rinse through the machine now and clear up all those parts that the descaler has cleaned. So with the water cured, we have half a tank still. Now we can go into rinse mode, and I'm just gonna press rinse. This cycle is gonna be a little bit faster than the last one because it doesn't need to hold that solution in there. Keep an eye on your receptacles and empty them out as needed. Okay, so we're all set. What's happened is the tank is empty again. We're gonna top that up. We're still in descale mode, and the steam wand will wait. That's, I think, in heating mode. So we're just gonna put more water in the tank. All right, so we're actually at the point where we're done the descale mode. We can take the dial off of the maintenance of the descale, and we're back in the coffee business.